24%. Our wages are taxed from 37% the lowest to 46% the highest. But instead, we get free universal healthcare, free education, and good benefits, and everybody is taken care of. Even the homeless, they get shelter over their head every night, warm meals free of charge every day, unemployment wages or disability wages every month, the same healthcare I get, the same education I get. The thinking with the Nordic welfare system is, no matter the financial background, everybody is sitting at the same table. You get the same healthcare, same education as everybody else. We have it same, or at least very similar in Sweden, Denmark, Norway, Finland, and Faroe Islands. That's why it's called the Nordic welfare system. And the result of this model, as you might imagine, Iceland is a very well-educated nation. Actually, considered to be over-educated. Have you heard that before? Mm-hmm. Meaning, so many people are working in jobs that has little or nothing to do with their education. No problem finding a job in Iceland. Plenty of jobs available. Economy is booming. Unemployment rate only 2%, remember? But finding a job fitted to your education, a bit more problem. And we are starting to lose a lot of young, educated Icelanders abroad. And mainly doctors, nurses, engineers. People find it easy to get jobs in other countries. So we provide them with free education and then lose them abroad. Yeah. Not the best investment I've heard of. And they mainly go to Scandinavia, Norway, Sweden, and especially Denmark. It's very easy for us to go. We get all the same rights as they do, and vice versa. We're all part of the Nordic Union. The Nordic countries work very closely together. We have to learn Danish in school from the age of 12, and since we had the foundation of the old original Norwegian language, 2 or 3 months in Norway, Sweden, Denmark, and we are fluent basically. Now English is also mandatory in schools. We start to learn from the age of 8. Have you had any trouble speaking English here? Everybody speaks fairly good English. And already in kindergarten we start to hear English, sing some English songs. For example, the alphabet song, we just learn it in English because the Icelandic alphabet song is just weird. We don't, for example, have a C in our language. So the Icelandic alphabet song is like A, B, D, E. It doesn't fit to the song itself. So we just learn the English alphabet song and everybody's happy. Now we have 7 universities in Iceland, but the University of Iceland is by far the biggest one. It's just opposite the pond where we can end the walking tour. They have about 13,000 students. And quite interesting, 2/3 of the students are women of all ages. In my class in history, we were 25 people, 23 women and 2 guys. Very nice. Recommend study history here, right? Now any questions about Nordic welfare system or education?
Is there any obligation then for students or that to serve the country or do anything along those lines? Or
serve the country? Yeah, just pay your taxes basically. Okay. Don't hide your money in some.
Right.
Islands. No.
Okay.
So it's no service basically, just pay your taxes and you get all the benefits basically.
Great.
Yeah.
You said there's a lot of outflux. Is there any influx of people from other countries coming here other than like the Nordic Alliance?
No, so for like immigrants, you're talking about that? Immigration?
Students coming here for university or staying after?
Exchange programs, yes. But not many people come here for a full degree, even though there are no tuition fees. The language, of course, in the University of Iceland is Icelandic. Yeah. So I think it's very difficult for non-Icelandic speaking person to study here a master's program in Icelandic. Yeah. We have a private university. They have like full degrees in English. So we have quite many foreign students there. A lot of exchange programs. Then the courses would be taught in English for them. But for people who only come here to study, not many. Some exchange students, but not many.
What's the cost of property? Is it very high compared to the wage?
Sorry?
Cost of property?
Yes, it's very high, especially now after the financial crisis. The prices have been skyrocketing basically, and now it's getting very difficult for young people to buy their first apartment. You always have to have a bit of a down payment, like owning 20% of the value of the house, and that 20% is just getting higher and higher. So people are getting stuck on the renting market, staying longer at the parents' home. But I think I've heard it's happening all over the world. So it's very difficult for young people to buy their first apartment. No. Any more questions? Now, another thing that is also mandatory to learn in schools here in Iceland, you have to learn how to knit and sew. And since we have to learn how to knit, obviously we knit a lot of things, wool socks and wool sweaters, but also our Icelandic women, they came up with the best invention of all times. You know, in the winter time, when it gets a bit cold and chilly here in Iceland, we still like to walk outdoors with maybe a cold beer in our hands, but we were having a bit of trouble walking around with a cold beer in our hands without our hands getting pretty cold. So I need a model or a volunteer. Who wants to be my model? You want to be a model? Yeah, come here, come here.
He only has one hand though.
What they invented is the Icelandic beer mitten or beer glove or soda mitten in this case perhaps. Can I put it on and have something for you? You understand how it works? Very nice. Can you show the whole to them? Yeah. I have something for them. I have something for them. Yeah. So what I have here is actually a soda. Obviously, I'm not giving him a beer. And technically, we are not allowed to drink beers on the streets here in Iceland. But then again, have you seen any police around? Me neither. Drink beers on the streets if you want. Nobody cares. Everybody does basically. Now is it cold? Bit chilly? Very cold? Yeah. So what we do here? Open the beer, or in this case, the soda. Put it inside the mitten. Can you feel the cold? Clever, right? Do you drink soda? Can yeah, it's yours. Icelandic Fanta. It's good, right? The soda is yours, but the mitten is mine, right? Just give it to me until the door. Enjoy the soda for now, and give me at the end. Yeah.
He has an iron cap.
Yeah. It's clever, right?
Is there a drinking age?
Sorry?
Is there a drinking age?
Yeah, 20. But do I wait until 20?
No, no one does.
Who does? Any more questions? Yes, beer was illegal here from 1915 to 1989, completely banned, but only beer. So in 1915, the government here, there was a bit of a prohibition on alcohol. They banned all alcohol. But soon after that, they allowed strong, hardcore liquor, but they still banned beer. They thought beer would result in alcoholism, but not strong, hardcore liquor. So alcoholism was a huge problem here in Iceland before 1989. It got better after they allowed beer again. Imagine watching a football game and you cannot have beer with it. Just vodka shots with every goal being scored. It calls for alcoholism basically. So now we've been trying to make up for the lost years. So many microbreweries and craft bars been popping up here for the past 10-15 years. So really good Icelandic beers here. But yeah, you're correct, banned until 1989. Quite interesting.
Are there laws that permit brewing or distilling or?
No? Yeah. So once again.
Oh well, can you, as an individual, can you make your own?
Beer
or
alcohol
or other hard alcohol?
Not hard alcohol. It's up to a certain percent.
Okay.
Yeah, like certain percentage the alcohol basically.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to like make moonshine or something like that. But many people do it. Yeah. It was the thing we drank before we became 20. Yeah. Not the best alcohol, but does the job. Any more questions?